Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
I would hate to see that people not being able to get the classes they want that will prepare them for college.
Teacher safety in schools still a major sticking point for the union and continues to cause a stalemate with the Fargo School Board during contract negotiations.
Superintendent Jeff Schatz confirmed that last week a staff member at Agassiz School in Fargo was hurt by a student, but he didn't want to go into details.
Valley News Team's education reporter Veronica Marshall has more on why negotiations are going nowhere and how it could ultimately impact students.
We have students that are coming to school with an awful lot of trauma that they didn't come to school with before.
After a rise in violent outbursts from students over the past few years, teachers are asking the Fargo School Board to add safety clauses in their contracts.
There are teachers that are not coming back because they don't feel safe in their work environment and they don't feel supported by their schools.
So far, the answer from the school board has been no.
We've been hesitant to put anything into the contract until we know what is working and what will work, and how do we improve on that going forward.
Instead, the district says programs and policies are the best way to go because if they don't work, they can be changed.
The legal advice that we've received so far from our district's counselor is that the language to date has not been appropriate to put into a contract.
But the union says that's exactly what teachers are afraid of.
Having a provision about safety in a policy is not as safe for the teacher as having that same provision in a contract. You can enforce a contract.
The union says if teachers don't feel safe, they won't work here, and it's the students who could suffer.
If we don't hire enough highly qualified, highly competent teachers to assume these positions, that there will be fewer course offerings.
Giving teachers one final bargaining chip to get the contracts they want.
Pressure from the public. You have to remember that the school board works for the public. So when the public understands that their child's learning space is the same workspace as the teachers, they will demand that that space be a very safe one.
In Fargo, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
Teacher and school district negotiators will meet again next week. The board says one way it will improve school safety outside of teacher contracts is by hiring a manager for its safety and risk management program. Last year, teacher contract negotiations in Fargo reached an impasse, with the board ultimately issuing a contract that was not approved by the union.
It's been a long, complicated process to implement the medical marijuana program approved by North Dakota voters in 2016. And now questions are being raised about Pure Dakota, one of the companies selected last week to receive a medical marijuana manufacturer's license. David Meyer of Flasher is listed as the company's registered agent. He was investigated by the Environmental Protection Agency in 2016 for improperly using rodent poison on his land. Court documents filed by the EPA says nearly 40,000 pounds of Rosol was applied to his land, which resulted in the death of bald eagles and prairie dogs. In the application process, the Department of Health did a criminal background check, but the application didn't appear to address civil matters.
Hot and steamy might be the best way to describe this week. Some parts of the region saw thunderstorms earlier. Hutch, any chance we'll see some overnight?
Well, we are indeed seeing some hit and miss thunderstorms. Three distinct areas right now, one southwest of Fargo near Ellendale, some storms moving through the Ada area, and Otter Tail County seeing a few thunderstorms moving right over the Battle Lake area with a lot of thunder and lightning. No significant hail from these storms is expected, and we're getting some heavy rain that stretches all the way up toward the Highway 10 corridor near the New York Mills area. Mahnomen County and much of northern Norman County will see thunder showers moving in your general direction, and the extreme western reaches of Dickey and Lemoore County may see some showers here. We're going to see a chance for hit and miss showers and thunderstorms, but our best chance at storms will come tomorrow as the energy you see out in the western Dakotas will make its way towards us. Overnight, best chance of storms in northwest Minnesota. Kind of muggy out there. Temperatures remaining in the 60s. To start your Thursday. I'll have details in your hour-by-hour forecast when and where we expect the strong thunderstorms to develop and how the weekend, the holiday weekend, is looking here in a moment.
All right, thanks, Hutch.
You bet. Fargo police are looking to track down a number of people in relation to several ongoing investigations. Authorities say these individuals were not involved in the same crime If you recognize or know any of the people in the surveillance photos, you're asked to call police. The phone number on your screen now, 701-241-1405.
A small Minnesota school is being shut down. School leaders say it's a cost-saving measure, but others see it as the beginning of the end for the district as a whole. After this week, the Middle River School will shut its doors for good. The Greenbush Middle River School Board voted to close the school as enrollment declines. Those in Middle River say there's deep mistrust in the school board, and they plan to open and roll out of the district, further compounding the district's enrollment problems.
I believe that if the current path is continued, that the GMR school district is in jeopardy of dissolving in a few years because of the lack of number of kids and or support from the district.
The mayor added that 4 seats on the school board will be up for a vote this fall. He says he believes the only way the district will be saved is if new leadership is voted in. Fun and games for students and staff at Davies High School in Fargo. The school held its 7th annual Art and Activities Expo. Students showed off their artwork and tested their creative skills with a 90s-themed sidewalk chalk competition and some friendly competition between students and staff.
It's just a really good day to get out of class and I have to do work, and just chill with everybody and get to know the underclassmen and everybody else in the school.
And I think it speaks volumes to when we talk about each and every day, we want students to work hard, we want them to be themselves, we want them to do the right thing. This showcases that event, and we're quite proud of what this event is able to do for our students and for our staff to build that community and that culture.
The event is a way to let off some end of the school year steam and promote inclusiveness among students.
In less than 2 hours, 4 men will begin a journey that will take them from the Canadian border with Minnesota 240 miles south to the border between North and South Dakota. The men will be taking turns walking and hope to finish their ruck by noon on Saturday. The 4 gathered today at the cemetery where Brady Oberg is buried. Oberg was from Ulen, Minnesota and died in 2015. A legacy foundation that bears his name helps combat veterans dealing with PTSD.
If we can get one person to pick up the phone and just say, hey, I need some help, that's what we're looking for, and the Oberg Foundation is a good conduit for that.
Stick with Valley News Live. Reporter Ryan Laughlin will catch up with that group tomorrow and find out how their journey is going.
If cats have 9 lives, then this one definitely used up a couple on a recent trip. A family caught this cat on camera as it clung to the roof of a van traveling 60 miles an hour down a Nebraska highway. The cat has been identified as Rebel, and its owner was driving the van with no idea that cat was on top. She says Rebel must have hitched a ride for 2 miles through neighborhoods, hills, and then the interstate before anyone noticed. She says when she took him off the roof, he wasn't scared at all, no shaking, no racing heart. They were more scared than he was. But now she makes sure to check under and on top of the van before they drive anywhere.
I look at that cat and I think, hey, hey.
That's kind of the cat's thought, too.
Yeah. Nobody wants to get sick at a Memorial Day grill out, so we've got advice on grilling and storing your food properly.
But first, from lotion to hair products and bodily fluids, pools can harbor dangerous germs. What you can do to make sure you're not contributing.